Hey everyone there! Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Corner. And first of all, Happy Chinese New Year! Okay, so I really want to take this chance to say thank you so much for all the lovely and sweet comments there. I feel so flattered and I feel so emotional and touched when I saw all the comments. I even got a few DMs there as well. They're saying that how much my videos help them, not just only about with language, but also something else. And I even got a comment about they, of course, listen to my podcast while trying to fall asleep. I'm very happy about that too. That at least shows something that, my voice is nice. I used to hate my voice a lot. I mean, I still hate my voice. I don't really like it every time when I listen to myself. Yeah, I hate it. Anyway, so that's not my point. My point is I feel really, really grateful that we met each other. Not met each other, we virtually met each other. We kind of know each other through the videos and the comments. And I just don't know if there's any better way to connect with you guys, but I'm very, very happy that how we've got together, how we become friends. I really, really think you as my friends, not just a subscribers or something like that. I don't feel that way. So that's why feel free to send me messages or leave comments. I like to respond to them when I have time, of course. I may not respond right away, but as soon as I saw it, as soon as I see it, I will definitely respond to it. Anyway, so another reason I'm doing today's video is I want to clarify about what I think about my channel. So you've all seen this episode about my channel not growing, things like that. I admit that I kind of did a little bit clickbait there because, my channel wasn't really growing when I posted that video. So I was honest, but also I wasn't really complaining about my channel not growing because I already figured out why it's not growing. And some of you even gave me a really, really good summary about why. You not only analyze the why I'm not growing, but also analyze the why I have so many subscribers or followers and they want to stay with me. And I was like, wow, I wish I could have your skill because I'm not very good at analysis. So anyway, appreciate that a lot. So I want to say that I do realize why my channel is growing very slowly because first of all, I am not teaching anything. So the content is not very educational. Second of all, I don't have subtitles. That is a major downfall. I would say that. That's why, not many people would want to watch it because there's no subtitles. And third of all is that it's just too long. So I admit that. And I am not, I thought about switching style. And as I mentioned in the previous video and then I kind of put that off because I want to do what I want to do, right? This is what I want. And I think doing this kind of style videos makes sense to me. But because we have different life experiences, we have different beliefs and goals, our life is shaped differently. So what makes sense to me might not make sense to you. And what other people do makes sense to you doesn't mean that I have to follow them because whatever they do there do make sense to a lot of people, but doesn't make sense to me because I believe English learning is not only about the grammar, structure, expressions, it's also about the content. Are you interested in the content? Do you have any topics you want to chat about? And how are you going to get a lot of input about different kind of topics? So for me, that is important thing. So that is important for me, and that's why I'm doing this channel, but that might not be important to some of the people. So that's why this channel is gonna stay like this because this is what I want. So I want to clarify that. This will continue and your random chatter bay will continue the same style as well. So don't worry about that. I have you guys. I'm very happy. So yeah, let's not worry about other things. So I am looking at my notes here because I really plan. I don't normally plan my videos, but I want to get better at being organized. So that's what I'm doing. So if you see me if you see me constantly look down, my notes is right here. That's why. That's the only reason. Okay, did I move the camera? Yeah. Okay. So second thing I want to mention in this video is a book I've been reading. I have to confess, okay, I feel guilty saying that, but I remember I told you guys my one of my New Year's resolutions is to finish books I haven't finished yet. Yeah, I still haven't finished them yet, but I started a new book, which I felt really bad because I was supposed to finish Kitchen Confidential, but then I jumped to a different one. So this book I highly recommend, like super duper highly recommend, The Psychology of Money. Of course, if you're interested in money management or financial planning or things like that, this is a really good book to go with. And the language is very easy, and the content is very easy to understand. Everything is it's just easy to follow. So that's what I want to say. Highly recommend. I haven't finished yet, but if you think this book is only about money, I wouldn't say you're wrong, but I guess different people will have different opinions on it. For me, after I finished the first 3 chapters, I'm on chapter 4. I actually really felt different about this book. I feel like it inspires me in a different way, not only about money. I think about life as well. I mentioned this so many times about comparison, right? So I've been compared since I was little. There was always a kid, don't know who, but there was always a kid who's my competitor, who's always a smarter and more independent, built prettier and more diligent than me. So I don't know who that person is, but there's that kid, right? So let me know if you also have the kid throughout your childhood, throughout your adulthood as well. I still have that kid anyway. So this comparison thing always makes me very anxious. Now then I have the default that every time when I see the similar style of the other content creators, my first reaction is to compare myself with them, and then I will see that, oh, okay, so they're doing really great and my channel is not doing great, and then I have that kind of anxiety, and then I feel really bad, and then I feel really discouraged, you know what I mean? So when you see that, especially when you see you're not progressing, and then you just feel like, yeah, I don't want to do it anymore. But this book has told me a different thing, and then that made me realize that I should think about myself differently. Every time when I want to compare, I should think this way. So there is a quote saying that people have different beliefs, different goals, different forecasts than I do, right? So you're different. What kind of life experience you have is totally different from what I have here, right? So what I experience is totally different from what you've experienced. I can't really compare myself just based on the results. So that is not fair for anyone. But that's what we normally do, or even our parents and friends and family members do. They only compare you with other people based on the results. Do you have something? Have you achieved something? But they don't know how you start with, like what you start with, right? So we have a very different starting point. Everyone has a very different starting point. For example, let's say this English channel, and some of you, a while ago, I don't really see that kind of comments very often right now, but a while ago, I always saw comments like, oh, you're actually really good when I can achieve what you have right now. So at that moment, I always try my best to tell them that I used to be really bad. I did not speak at all. Like I could not like I don't want to, but I could not speak, and my listening was really bad, and my reading and writing were the worst. So I started from being nothing to now because I put a lot of effort here. You can't compare what you have right now with what I have right now, because we start from a different stage, right? So I've been putting 6, 7, 8 years of effort and time into English speaking, and you haven't started yet, right? Or you have started, maybe you haven't started with a good strategies. So that means you fall behind, right? Not fall behind. Let's put that way. So you just realize you should practice your English this way. But for me, I've started this so many years ago. So that's the experience you can't make up for it. Then when I look at other content creators, I know they're very successful. They've gained so many followers in a very short time. But what I didn't see is they have put a lot of time and effort, right? I haven't put anything, not like I haven't put anything yet, but I've only doing this twice a week, and then how much time I put there, and I don't even really plan it. So that tells something, right? And for them, they've really planned everything. They organize things. They've been writing scripts, things like that. They want to do good. For me, my goal is simple. I want to just speak well. So we have different goals. And then if I compare myself with their channels and with their content, and then that's not fair for me and for them either, because we are not starting from the same start point. So that is why now if I see other channels, I either ignore them because I don't really have to look at their content unless I want to learn from them, or I will just tell myself, look, you guys are just different. You have different life experiences, different goals to achieve, and different decisions you have made. So for them, they're of course going to that direction. For you, you're staying on this track. So don't compare, because that's going to do no good to you. And that's what I think about comparison. Another thing I was thinking when I compare myself with other content creators, I would ask myself, am I willing to compromise? Back to subtitles, right? I know they put a lot of time and effort to make really nice subtitles. That is one thing I can't really do, because that will take up so much time of mine to do the subtitle. I know there is like a auto translator or auto dictator or something like it will help you record or help you write down your subtitles, transcripts. But I don't like it. I think sometimes they make mistakes, and then I have to go there and proofread. And of course, you say, wow, how lazy you are. I'm pretty lazy there. It's just too much work. So that is a part of things I'm not willing to compromise. And also about the length of the video, I'm not willing to compromise, because I want to just chat whenever I want, because this is my channel. I want to do whatever I want, right? So that is something I'm not going to compromise. And then, yeah, it's going to be 20 minutes, even 40 minutes in the future at some point about this video. It is long, but I feel good because I vent out whatever I want to. So good for me. Sorry for you. And another thing is beliefs. I think of some of the English content. I still do some of the videos, the English 101, right? So I still try to share some learning tips and other things, but very, very occasionally. I don't really set my channel to be an English language educational channel. So that set me apart from other content creators, because so I remember a while ago there was a comment that, so if you're not teaching English, why are you doing the English content here? So that I thought about that, right? That's something I am not willing to not compromise. I just don't know. Like, I don't want to. I think English language learning is not only about expressions. So when you want to say this, say those words. Or grammar. Well, grammar is very important, but you're not only learning grammar. So you're learning all sorts of things: grammar, expression, your vocabulary, right? And we talk about that in confidence, and your topics, the content is the most important thing. So the years I've been dealing with international students about their speaking, I noticed that they always don't know what to say, not because their language is bad. Their language is fine. Some of them even have a really great English, but it's just they always say, I don't know what to say. When I chat, I don't know what to chat about. And I tend to run out of topics. And that's because we tend to just learn a lot, right? We're never trying to be entertaining, right? So that is why when you chat, you know how to chat academically, but you don't know how to chat casually. So that is what I'm trying to do to myself so that is how I can improve my chatting language skills so I can do a better job during a small talk, or when I say hi to strangers, or when I chat with my colleagues, so I can be more casual, more relaxed, instead of being very tense and everything should be very academic and formal. So that is something I noticed, that when I compare, I have to tell myself whatever makes sense to them doesn't really work for me, because that is not my goal. My content is not educational enough. It's more focused on entertainment, right? So what we call that useless. And how many of you actually just listen to me because you want to fall asleep? Let me know, right? So that is something I was thinking about when it comes to my channel. I want to say that here, not trying to complain about it. I want to say this here is to make everything clear. I'm very happy about what I'm doing, and I am learning how to make the content better, not how to make numbers grow. So that is my goal. And whatever I have right now, I'm already very amazed and impressed. I've never thought about that. And I just need to learn to chill out a little bit and focus on what I want to focus on. So that is about my channel. Then back to another thing that I don't know, I forgot. Maybe I mentioned that before, but I forgot. So if you remember, I shared a book about Malcolm Gladwell and Talking to Strangers. So also one of my favorite books. I like that. So he was talking about one thing called coupling theory. Of course, when he was talking about that, but he was talking about suicide. Here, nothing about suicide. So anyway, I just want to say everything happens for reasons, not just one, for a couple of reasons why this is a coupling theories. So I want to say a lot of things, like other people are very successful, or other people have achieved what they have right now, not because one thing. There's a lot of things, the time and effort they put in, and when did they start, and then even the risk they're willing to take, and then the luck that can be something, right? So you're not just looking at the results. And that's why when people are trying to compare you with someone else, especially your family members, you can tell them that, well, you know what? I don't have what they have. My life has never been same as his, or whatever the kid is, whoever the kid is, right? So because things don't just happen, even though you put a lot of effort there, that doesn't mean you will have 100% results, because you put 100% of effort there. So there's about luck, there's about your life experience, it's even about your family, how you grow up, and how your families make decisions, how your families live. Those kind of things also affect how you make decisions, how you go on and take actions on your own path, right? Those kind of things are the factors that affect your results or consequences. So next time when someone compare you with someone, and then you can tell them, right, well, I don't have that kind of experience. I don't have that kind of resources. So here I have a quote from the book, The Psychology of Money. I really love it. And it says that the world is too complex to allow 100% of your actions to dictate 100% of your outcomes. The accidental impact of actions outside of your control can be more consequential than the ones you consciously take. So why I put this quote here is I want to remind myself that I have to acknowledge that 100% sometimes is not equal to 100%. I have to realize that. I have to be aware of it. And then I can tell myself, don't focus on not getting 100% outcomes. I have to focus on what is right, and am I doing the right thing? Am I continuously doing the right thing? So if it is right, keep doing it. You will eventually get what you want. May not be now, but eventually. Same thing with the language learning or any kind of skills learning. You can't just get it right now. You have to practice. You have to put effort. Maybe even the talent can count, right? So it can be part of the factors. And think about that. So I'm trying to learn dance now. I am very not coordinating. So when I first tried that, I was like zombie, okay, and nowhere close to anything, not even one post there. So I of course felt frustrated. But then I thought about this quote. I was thinking, well, whatever the person, whoever out there teaching dance, because not professional, right? She's professional, he's professional. They've been practicing so many years, and then they've been doing this so many years. They are a master of that thing, and I can't compare myself with them because I just started right now, and they started probably like 20 years ago already. I can't compete with the 20 years of experience. So that is something I can remind myself. So I acknowledge that I put 100% effort here. I may not get 100% outcomes because other things that I can't control, let's say experience, years of experience, and even talents. But do I give up or not because I'm not good at doing this, or I'm not as good as the other people? Right now, if I were before, and if I were what I was before, then I probably just say, yeah, I want to give up because I know I'm not good at that and I will never succeed. But now I know as time goes by, as long as I practice, I will eventually get there. May not be perfect, but I think I can do it. So tell yourself about this as well. Coupling series, you can't just achieve something at once because you've done one thing. So there are many factors that affect your outcomes. So acknowledge that, focus on what is right, and then keep doing that. And then I promise you I have this last one. I'm going to start with a quote again from the book, The Psychology of Money. So I summarize that as what to say when you are compared with others. So this quote is, you go through life with different beliefs, goals, and forecasts than I do. That's not because one of us is smarter than the other or has better information. It's because we've had different lives shaped by different and equally persuasive experiences. When I read this quote, I feel like, that is very interesting, because sometimes I think I'm not smart and other people are way smarter than me, and that's why they are successful and they have what they have right now. But then I realized after this, it's not only because that I speak good English. Okay. I speak good English not because I'm smarter than you, just because I put so many years of practice there. And those years of experience or years of practice that you can't really catch up with that. Because, well, if you start right now and say, I'm going to do the same thing. It took me 6 years to get this level. Wow. What does that tell? I'm not a smart person. But because I acknowledge my weaknesses and I know I'm not good at communicating or speaking English informally. So I've been putting a lot of time and effort to listening to podcasts, watching different kind of shows, interviews, and speaking to myself, things like that to improve my English. And that's been years. And you can't really catch up with that. But that doesn't mean I am smarter than you. I'm better than you. No, I'm not. It's just I started early. So for you, when you see someone is really good and you want to learn from them or you want to be like them, don't discourage yourself by saying that, oh, I will never be good at them, because you haven't started yet and they've already started so many years ago. So that is something that you can tell yourself. It's not they're better than you or they're smarter than you or they have more information than you do. It's just because they started really early than you. And not only that, life experience as well. So I do admit that I have advantage, right? So when I practice English, because I'm in another country, I'm in an English speaking country, so sometimes I had to speak English, and that forces me to learn English in a different way. But you don't have the environment, so it will take you more effort and time to improve, to learn, and reach a certain point or degree. So don't be harsh on yourself, and you have to think about we have different life experiences. My life experiences help me achieve to what I have right now, but you don't have that. So for you to achieve what I have, then you will have to put extra effort there. Well, not only if you're talented, right? So what I'm trying to say that don't say, oh, someone is better than me or someone is smarter than me. You don't know that person, what they've experienced, what is their education background, what is their family background, what kind of resources they've achieved, right? So that is difficult. For me, I admit, again, I have advantage, right? So I can watch a lot of YouTube videos. I recommended a lot of podcasts, but a lot of you don't have access to it. So that means for me, it will take maybe a little bit shorter time to master something because I have the resources. But for you, you might have to take a longer time because you need to find access resources and you have to verify if it's authentic or not. And that's when you just start to improve from there. And you've already you've already spent a lot of time on something else before you start to practice. So you can't really just compare, and you can't tell yourself you're not as good as someone else. That's because you are not smarter than them, or you're not as smart as them, right? So I learned that. I mean, I really like this quote a lot. A lot of things back to the dancing example. I would say that I'm so bad at dancing. I gave up a lot of times, but this time, you know what? I'm going to really master it. Not master it. I'm really going to do it. At least I can dance the whole thing. So every day, 30 minutes to an hour to learn every move. And I see how long would that take for me to actually follow the whole song and the dance along with the song. So something like that. So that's my goal. Yeah. And I have this little quote here, and I want, not quote for myself. I wrote notes here. I said that someone has achieved a lot doesn't mean that you are a loser. Someone is good at something doesn't mean that she or he is smarter than you. It could be that they've had more experiences and then resources, started earlier than you, or they've done more than you. We really have a different starting point. Think about when you started. Think about where you started. And when you started doing something, do you have enough resources and help, right? Think about those kind of things. And what we need to do is not to catch up with someone, but yourself. So you're only catching up with yourself, not someone else. And that way you're only focusing on how you can do a better job to achieve what you want and to become the better version of yourself, not to become someone else. You can use someone else as your role model, learn from them, but you are you. You can never be like that person, or you can never become that person. So that's what I want to say in this video. And of course, this is a very long video. So anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. And I think that is it. And I hope at the end of the video, you're not like Bob. Okay. Anyway, so Happy New Year. I wish you all have a really safe and warm and a lovely New Year, and your dream will come true.